In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this in such a way as to give the bamboo the best chance of survival here in the Sonoran desert soil. Let's jump into it. Step one is to start with good, well-draining soil. Now here in Arizona, we have terrible soil for most plants, especially bamboo. The good news is that means we can plant running bamboo and it will not grow like wildfire like it does in most of the rest of the country. So if you read online about how bamboo grows like a weed, it goes under people's fences and it just goes crazy, you don't have to worry about that here in Arizona because the soil conditions are so terrible and the soil is so dry that it's only going to grow where the conditions are favorable. The bad news is that means you have to replace the soil. You cannot amend it. In this case, I've got a 6 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot deep trough that I'm going to place my runner bamboo in, and I have replaced all of that native soil with a special formula for bamboo that is about 65% compost, 25% sand, and 10% manure. Step 2 is to dig a hole about the size of the bamboo plant that you want to put in the ground. So let's get to work. Bonus tip, when you're digging, make sure that you uncover any other irrigation lines before you start digging, because you might cut through some existing lines like I did. And now I get to repair some lines as part of this project. Once you've got the hole dug and your irrigation lines repaired, step 3 is to do a test fitting of the plant to make sure you've got it deep enough. Looks like we're good. Moving on to step 4, it's time to get the plant out of its pot and into the ground. This works a lot better if you've let it dry out for a couple of days and you haven't watered it. That way the soil will separate from the sides of the pot. Otherwise, you're just going to have to roll it a bit and then gently flip it upside down and let it slide out. Bingo. Once you know your hole is at a good depth, it's time for step 5, which is to soak the hole. You want to make sure that the hole your bamboo is going into is good and moist. Give it the best chance for a happy transplant. Bamboo don't need a lot of water, and they don't like sitting in stagnant pools of water, but it is good to make sure they're going into a nice wet hole. Now it's time to drop her in. Perfect. Now all I have to do is put the soil back around the plant and put the mulch back around this area and get a drip line hooked up. Okay, so I have filled in the hole, put the soil back. I've got the drip irrigation system going, and I've surrounded this whole area with wood chips to provide some good composting mulch. And now it's time to see how big this elegant bamboo can get. I post monthly updates on each of the bamboo to show how tall and how fast they grow. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens to this elegant bamboo.